Might be. All right. So this meeting is again being recorded, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So do you want to actually do bad jokes, or shall we move on to the table topics?
Let's move to the table topics. I'm sure that Avinash has got several one-liners up his sleeve and everywhere else, under his collars, everywhere else. So let's move on to the next segment of, before that, Sai, as timer, give us a quick timing report on both the speakers.
Yes. The first speaker took 5 minutes, 41 seconds. Oh, Purnima is in the meeting now. Cyril, Purnima is the meeting.
Yes, yeah, connecting to audio. Disconnecting.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No worries at all, Purnima.
I'm continuing. Okay.
Let me also share my screen. Give me 1 second. I think I need to set the timing. Let me fix the timing. You were at 4 minutes, 16 seconds. Let's do 5. No, let's do it at
45 seconds for the green light and
45. Yeah. Then 145 for the yellow and 245 for the red.
Should I start again or should I start from where I left?
Start where you left.
Okay.
You can start.
Start. Self-love, my friends, is not about me first. Self-love is about me too. Culturally, it has been ingrained in us to put everybody else first. The family comes first, the career comes first, the society comes first. Do you know what was the motto of my school? Born for others. And I took so much of pride in this motto. There were moments where I lived it and I took it. It was the moment living your motto until this December morning. Self-love is not about just going to these fancy holidays or these high-end salons. Of course, it is about pampering, but that's not it. Self-love is about self-acceptance. No futile comparisons. I am fat, she's thin. He has more money, I don't. He has a promotion, I missed out. No. Self-love is about self-awareness, knowing what you value, knowing what you stand for. Self-love is about self-care, taking care of your physical health, taking care of your emotional health, accepting who you are, taking care of your, or rather creating a Zen space for yourself, meditating. Self-love is also about freeing yourself. Free yourself of, those perfections. Be freeing yourself of being right all the time. Freeing yourself of those toxic relationships. Freeing yourself of everything that weighs you down. Self-love also means appreciating whatever you have. Paying your gratitude for every little things. And the day you feel that you don't have enough things to thank for, do one act of kindness. It will fill your heart with so much of love. Self-care, self-love, self-acceptance, and self-awareness. That's what comes together and forms self-love. That December morning, I promised myself, this is not how my good day is going to end. I promised myself to be happy, come what may. I started taking care of my health. I joined a workout class. What you see in front of you is already 9 kgs down. This year, I plan to lose 5 more. Self-love is also about doing crazy things. Remember? Self-love is following your heart. Self-love is also about being, or rather taking yourself first. Because my friend, if you don't take care of yourself, nobody else will. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Purnima. We had two speakers giving us really loaded speeches today. That was really interesting, to say the least. And I'm sure that you've given enough food for thought for your evaluators. Kickstarting the second round of the Toastmasters meetings would be the table topics round. And hosting the table topics round would be none other than distinguished Toastmaster Avinash Singh. We had a little bit of a chat before the meeting on whom he resembles now with a beard, but we're going to talk about anything. We're going to talk about anything, especially politics. Over to you, Toastmaster Avinash. Distinguished Toastmaster Avinash.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. It is indeed a great evening. Thank you all for joining today. And today we'll have one of the most fun sections, which resembles the table topics in a much better way. Let's see how we can take this particular section to the next level, as the evaluators say. So today I have some fun quotes. And before I go towards them, let me tell you about table topics. Table topics is something where you make an impact in 1 to 2 minutes. It works on 4 aspects: listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. And if you can work on these 4 aspects, then your speech will not be gibberish and you will not go in circles while speaking. So please use the word of the day and the phrase of the day. Also, the duration for the speech is 1 to 2 minutes. The green screen will be shown at 1 minute. The yellow screen will be shown at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red screen will be shown at 2 minutes. And there will be a 30 seconds grace period on the higher side. That is till 2 minutes 30 seconds. If you don't finish within that, then you will not be voted as the best table topic speaker. So let's start this journey of fun. And the best part is that all of you can take part, even the guests. So who's coming first? I want volunteers to go first. Who's coming first? Guest Anand. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand. I have 8 topics over here.
Yes.
And I want you to choose from 1 to 8, any number.
6.
6.
Yes.
Timer, can we see the, yes, we can see the timer card. Toastmaster Anand, can you see the timer cards?
Yes. I can see.
You can see. Great.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Anand, if at first you don't succeed, then skydiving is definitely not for you. If at first you don't succeed, then skydiving is definitely not for you. Toastmaster Anand, over to you.
Okay. If I don't succeed, the skyracing is for not me. See, the success is a result of hard work and dedication, right? The success will knock the door. Those who are optimistic, who are ready to transform, right? So everything is the mindset. The mindset. There are 2 guys. There are 2 salespeople, right? The marketing manager instructed the 2 guys to go to the South Africa to sell the slippers, right? Both the guy. One guy went to the northern part of the South Africa. The other guy went to the southern part of the South Africa. The guy who went to the southern South Africa, he went to the nook and corner of the country, and he found that nobody is wearing the slipper. Immediately, that time, right, he wrote a mail, letter to the marketing manager stating that there is no scope. Nobody is wearing the shoe. So there is no chance in marketing to the South Africa. The other guy who went to the northern part of the South Africa, he went to the nook and corner of the country. He found that nobody is wearing the slipper. On the contrary, he wrote a mail to the marketing manager stating that there is a lot of scope in the South Africa, because let us create a awareness to those people and our market. Let us market our chapel. See that the situation is the same, but the perception is different. Right? Everything, the success is about the mindset. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. I was smiling from year to year listening to this because this is the exact story I started with in my sales conference. So thank you so much for reiterating that. Who wants to go next? Come on, it's a fun section and I have fun topics. Yes, speaker Toastmaster Riddhi. Can we see the timer cards, please?
Let me spotlight Riddhi first.
Yes. Toastmaster Riddhi, can you
Yes.
tell the number between 1 and 8? 6 is taken.
Number 3.
Number 3. It's an interesting topic. Are you ready?
Yes.
Toastmaster Riddhi. Cinderella is a proof that new pairs of shoes can change your life. Cinderella is a proof that a new pair of shoes can change your life. Toastmaster Riddhi, over to you.
Hearing this thought, I reminded of one another thought. Not exactly a thought. It's like people notice your footwear when they first notice you. So I will go with this, that if you keep on changing your footwear, you can keep on changing your personalities. See how it goes, especially me as a lady, we prefer a matching footwear with each and every outfit, be it a formal, be it a casual, be it Indo-Western, or be it ethnic. The footwear shop will have no, what we say, the options. We are never satisfied with that options. And the way we change footwear, the way we change our outfit, the way we change our moods also, which general it is called as mood swings. I know I'm talking gibberish and talking all in the circles, but that is what thoughts coming to my mind. That's it. I would like to end over.
Thank you. Just to tell you, I have more footwears in my closet than any of the members in my family. So I love footwears. Thank you so much for enlightening us. Who wants to come next? Amit.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Amit, you're a guest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we have the spotlight. Amit, 1 to 8 numbers, 3 and 6 are taken.
Okay. 5.
5. Great. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Guest Amit.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Guest Amit, whatever you do, always give 100% unless you are donating blood. Whatever you do, always give 100% unless you are donating blood. Yes, Amit, over to you.
Okay. So we should give our 100% to anything we do. In all steps of our life, we should be present 100%. We should be involved 100%. We should be in our relationship 100%. We should be oriented to our goal all the time. We should focus is very important in our life. We should not be indulging in any gibberish talks. Instead, we should focus on what is really important, except, of course, while donating our blood, because that is the lifeline of our body. So, except that, I think we should be involved everything 100% only, and instead of going in circles, we should also come on point most of the times, at least, if not 100%, at least 90% of the time. We should come to an agreement or maybe a disagreement at the beginning of our conversation only. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks. I think it's time up now.
No, you can speak more.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I was saying.
Thank you so much, guest Amit.
Thank you.
Points. Thank you so much for taking the first step.
Thank you.
Who wants to go next?
I'm loving your topics. I'd like to go. Unless Etios wants to go. Ilios, not Etios, sorry.
Etios wants to go? Ilios, sorry, not Etios. Etios is a car.
You want to do it?
No, he said that he was not
All right,
available.
I'm interested then.
Okay, Sai. So will you be able to manage both the timer card and the speech?
I'll
type
see
Sai.
my screen. Let's do it.
Sai, I'll type for you.
All right.
Meanwhile, 1 to 8 numbers and 3, 5, and 6 are gone.
1. One.
Yes. I'm just waiting for the timer cards. Once that,
My background would be white
okay.
and the background would be changing. Do you want me to just?
Can you see the?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Toastmaster Sai. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. Toastmaster Sai, over to you.
What is it that you do on a vacation? That's that time where you've done the labors for the year, you've time to yourself, you've achieved your goals for the year, and you're away from your work, you're away from everything. What do you do at that moment? You do nothing, right? At least ideally, your vacation should be you just lazing around doing nothing. And what does that say to you? That the pinnacle of your life, the highlight of your year, those 2 weeks, 3 weeks that you're looking forward to all through the year are moments when you're doing nothing. It clearly means that doing nothing is the ultimate goal in life. Because if doing things were important, then you'd just be at your desk, slaving away, making phone calls, sending emails, making sure that the tickets are closed, making sure that whatever needs to be done is getting done. But that's not it. What you're really looking forward to, the one you spend money to get to, you'd be happily spending money to fly to a different location, give money to a resort owner, give money to room service to bring food to your room, all because you don't want to do anything. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're looking forward to in life. So when our distinguished table topics master says that nothing is impossible and I do nothing every day, that's actually not true. What it really means to say is that doing nothing is impossible, but that's what I want to do. Because doing nothing is what we're working to achieve at any given moment, other than that, those periods when you're doing nothing. So table topics master, your topic needs a bit of a tweak, but the essence is right. That doing nothing is the pinnacle of life. And that is what we're all looking forward to do every moment. Think about your parents. What did they really want us to do when they were dealing with you and struggling with raising the kids? They were looking forward to retirement, where all they do is nothing. Back to you, table topics master.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this insight. It was quite nice. And Purnima was so happy. She was clapping all around. Thank you so much. Okay, who's coming next?
If there's no one, I'll give it a shot.
Yes, definitely. I have numbers 1 to 8. 1, 3, 5, 6 are taken. What's your choice?
7.
Okay.
Okay, unlucky number 7. Yeah, I get
So
it.
it's a lucky number 7, but it's you will come to know once it's to you. Can you see the timer card, Toastmaster Cyril?
Yes, I can.
Toastmaster Cyril, doing nothing is hard. You never know when you are done. Doing nothing is hard. You never know when you are done. Toastmaster Cyril, over to you.
Wow. One of the saner topics today, by the way. Let me tell you one time when I absolutely did nothing. And this was New Year's Eve, 2008. I was in Calcutta, and it's almost a stroke of midnight. I'm working on an IPO, investment banker. I stepped out for some fresh air, and I really didn't want to spend the stroke of 12 working away. I'm walking down Park Street. Debonita is visiting Toastmaster, and she'd be familiar with this location. Walking down Park Street, and suddenly out of nowhere, a dancer steps out. It's completely silent. And there's this lady stepping out. She's dressed brilliantly, Bharatanatyam dancer, and she's dancing away. Except that there is no music, there is no sound. She's dancing to imaginary sound, and she's dancing brilliantly. And I just stand there doing nothing, watching her, transfixed. And at one point, she stops dancing and she points at me. We are like 40 feet away. She points at me and she dances towards me. I'm mesmerized and I'm terrified, but I can't do anything. I'm literally transfixed. I'm admiring the way she's dancing towards me. And when she reaches maybe 20 feet, I can see her face. And her face has got an otherworldly expression. She's smiling. She's smiling in a very evil manner. And her eyes are pointed skywards. She's looking up, she's dancing towards me, and she's got a smile on her face. And there is absolute silence all around, the dead of the night. I stood doing nothing, but thankfully, it really wasn't too hard for me for sense to trickle in. I ran for my life. I don't regret it. I ran for my life. The fastest ever time that I ever ran. I looked back and she was still standing by the divider. She had crossed the road and she's pointing at me. I'll never forget that woman pointing at me in the dead of the night on a New Year's Day. Oscar Wilde was discussed. This was a wild story. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. we all imagine that. Now I have the last topic for today, looking at the time. Yes, Cynthia, would you like to go for it?
Yeah, I'll try. I was just going to unmute. You read
Great.
my mind.
Okay, great. Thank you. I have number 8, number 4, and number 2. Which
I'll
would
go
you?
for 4.
Number 4. Can you see the timer card?
Yes.
Yes, Cynthia. My Saturday was going pretty well until I realized it was Sunday. My Saturday was going pretty well until I realized it was Sunday. Yes, Cynthia, over to you.
Wow, this is a wonderful topic because this keeps happening to me. So, yeah, whenever there is a Friday, it's rejoicing time because I'm looking forward to a Saturday and a Sunday. And here I keep a workload ready for me to complete through Saturday and Sunday. And then I begin my Saturday with the list of things that I have come up with, and I do and do and do and do and do while my mind is making rounds and I'm thinking through how am I going to rest on a Sunday? And the day just passes off. It just comes and it goes, with my husband, giverishing in the background, with a load of work that has fallen upon him because I'm at home. But that's fine. That's not a problem. I have a nice, good drink, get drunk on a Saturday, and then go off to sleep and wake up on a Sunday morning thinking that, oh yeah, I've got another day to go. And then it all begins all over again, that list of work, but there is no rest. And then by the time it's evening, my daughter comes in with, okay, what are you cooking tomorrow for my dabba? I said, why dabba? Tomorrow is Sunday, isn't it? Aren't we supposed to rest? No, mom, tomorrow is Monday and your rest day is over and your week begins. So you can start preparing your list for the following weekend that comes by. And the weekend comes and goes. And there is always a Saturday, hoping that it comes on to a Sunday. And then from a Sunday, it just stops there. And all the time I keep thinking, it must be just a Saturday. And life moves on. Over to you.
Thank you. We all have gone through that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And timer, may I have the timer's report? Has everyone qualified for being voted as the best speaker?
I believe everyone's qualified except I don't know my own timing. So I'm assuming once Cyril is able to tell me my timing, I'll be able to tell you for sure. If
1 minute 49 seconds, you're qualified.
Great. Speaker Anand took 1 minute and 54 seconds. Ritesh took 1 minute and 18 seconds. Amit took 1 minute and 4 seconds. I took 1 minute 49. Cyril took 2 minutes, 19 seconds. And Cynthia, well, I really quickly checked, took 1 minute and 45 seconds. So all our speakers have qualified to be voted as the best table topic speaker of the evening. Back to Table Topics Master.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this section, and let's go ahead and learn more about the language. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so very much, Table Topics Master, distinguished Table Topics Master, distinguished Toastmaster Avinash Singh. That was a really, that was a fun ride. When I heard the first table topic, I was like, oh my God, he's got traps snared for all of us. And thankfully, the topics became a little easier after that. I forgot who was the first speaker. Anand, he got the toughest one. And then I guess the rest of us kind of managed to get through. Thank you so very much once again for each and every one of you who participated. We have Toastmaster Samya, who's not participated, and Toastmaster or guest Rahul D'Souza. Probably Avinash, you could probably have a topic for them at the end of the segment. Let me kickstart the third segment of the Toastmasters meeting. We call this the very important segment, the most important segment, rightfully so, because it is this segment when we are all given feedback on how we performed, how the speakers performed, how we performed in terms of our use of grammar or filler words. Every single thing is analyzed, dissected, and presented. Leading the battery of evaluators would be a general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair. Over to you, DTM Arvind, to lead us through the general evaluation section.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and future Toastmasters. As general evaluator, the Toastmaster of the Day has already taken away my thunder by telling you exactly what I'm going to do. And I do have a battery of people to help me out. So we'll go straight into the evaluation round. We'll, as timer has already announced, that the evaluation will be for 2 to 3 minutes. At 2, there would be the green background. At 2.5 minutes, the yellow, and at 3, the red background. And the evaluator has 30 seconds before the green or after the red to conclude the speech. Let's begin with the evaluation of the first speech. And for that, may I invite Sai. I do hope somebody is taking up the role of the timer when you are doing the evaluation.
Cyril,
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
thank you very much. Over to you, Sai.
Speaker Riddhi, this was a wonderful speech, which was entertaining, it was thought-provoking, it was satirical, and I liked all this about your speech. There were elements of humor, there were elements of surprises. You were talking, for instance, about working with heavy machinery, and then suddenly you talked about having to deal with microwaves and dishwashers and washing machines and all sorts of stuff. And this was interspersed all through your speech, from the beginning till the end, when you're describing whatever Pandit Ghanshyam predicted and comparing it with your real life. It was brilliantly done. That the imagery you portrayed by using Pandit Ghanshyam's words and then the reality of your life, of how you're actually experiencing it, was very brilliantly juxtaposed. And I think it was a very well articulated and created speech. It was a well-crafted speech, and I really like that about your speech. The other thing that you asked me to evaluate you on was your use of vocal variety and staging. Your vocal variety was adequate, though, as the previous evaluator noted, it was a little bit of work to be done. And let me tell you why I felt that way. You used a prop to indicate moments when Pandit Ghanshyam was speaking. You used an orange and saffron towel of some sorts to drape over your shoulder to indicate that this was the Pandit speaking. So visually, we could tell that, yes, right now, when you are to your left and have that thing draped over your shoulder, it's Pandit, you're representing Pandit Ghanshyam. But your voice did not convey that. You could have made it very simply by saying, pretending to be a priest reading your horoscope. You could have held up an imaginary almanac in front of your face and said, I am going to say that Riddhi is going to work with heavy machinery. Something like that. This would have, not just visually, but also through audio and through your voice, indicated to us that the person speaking is not you, it's Pandit Ghanshyam. So if, for example, many times people are not paying attention to the speech, or they're not watching the screen at that moment, And they would not even realize that right now you're speaking as Pandit Ghanshyam. That is one minor improvement in your delivery that I could think of. Then in terms of the satire, my critique would be that satire is best when it's a little bit left unsaid. Let's take the example of Mark Antony's speech when he's discussing the death of Julius Caesar. He says, I'm not here to condemn Brutus. I'm here to extol Caesar because, and he keeps saying that Brutus is an honorable man because Brutus says all these things and he's saying all those things which are genuinely wrong, but he keeps repeating that Brutus is an honorable man. You could use that trick that Pandit Ghanshyam is a great priest that my family trusts, and he said all these things, but it's not reflecting in reality. And you could have made the audience part of the joke. So you could look at us every time he said something about heavy machinery or being very good at your studies and getting only 40%, you could have looked over your shoulder at us as if you wanted us to understand that this is, there's a disconnect between what is predicted and what's really happening in your life. So from a speech construction perspective, though the material is there, I would advise you to maybe trust your audience a little more and trust the satire. Other than that, I think it was a wonderful speech delivered very nicely. It was a great level project 4 within level 1. And I think you already have all the material to deliver the speech even in a better manner in the future. I'm going to give it back to the general evaluator to take it forward, but that's my evaluation for your speech. General evaluator, back to you.
Thank you, Sai. And now may I have Sandhya evaluate the speech, the second speech delivered by Purnima.
Thank you, General Evaluator.
1 second. Give me 1 second. The wrong person. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't see the timer screen, Ghostmaster side. Toastmaster Purnima, your speech today touched upon an extremely sensitive topic that is extremely personal to me, and I'm sure to a lot of people out here in the UK. It was a topic about self-love, especially of a person who has spent 17 years of life, at least 17 years of life, being a mother, taking care of her family. And after 17 years, she realizes that she has actually forgotten about herself. And this is so true about a lot of people, especially women in our country, including me. And as a mother to a 3-year-old here, as all of you can already guess, I can actually experience that. So when you said that you saw those tiny feet lying on the bed, and you realized that those tiny feet were not tiny anymore, they were 17 years old, I could actually picturize that. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Purnima, for writing and delivering a beautiful speech that we were just not listening to, but we could actually picturize it. And that is the most important thing that I loved about your speech. Other things that I liked about your speech is that you addressed the objective of the speech, which was to write a speech with a purpose. The purpose of your speech was very clear, to tell the audience, to give them a message about why and how self-love is important. And not just that, you also defined self-love. What exactly should we understand by self-love? So clarity, there was good gestures, you were extremely confident, you engaged the audience right at the beginning when you faced sideways and you spoke to us. But as you moved towards the speech, the one main thing that I missed in your speech was giving us concrete examples, especially about your realization about self-love and what self-love is to you. So you told us in general about self-love, and I wish that you moved from specific to general or from general to specific. So generally telling us about what self-love is, but specifically giving us a concrete example about how you realized. Obviously that one December morning when you stand in front of the mirror could not have suddenly made you realize about self-love. So you could have given us a concrete example of what is self-love to you, although you did indirectly point out to a few things in your life which made you ignore self-love, for example, the motto of your school or how you got busy with your kids, etc. But that concrete example was missing. So my main feedback to you is give those personal concrete examples, and that can get your speech to the next level. Besides that, just a couple of things. Please avoid using a background because that can be a distraction while you deliver a speech. After you came back the second time, after you lost the connectivity, you didn't have an artificial background. So that was actually much better. So we could see your gestures clearly. So avoid using that when you are delivering a speech. Otherwise, Toastmaster Purnima, excellent speech. I absolutely loved it. And it made me realize today how self-love is important. I'm sure that happened to each one of us here. So over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Sandhya. Yeah, the timings are already out. I don't need to call for the timings. They've already been displayed. And now may I invite the hour counter for the report.
Was unexpected. Thank you so very much, General Evaluator. As the R counter today, my role was largely redundant. I'd like to say that the crutch words were completely absent. There were two speakers that I was particularly looking out for. One was Toastmaster Sandhya and Toastmaster Purnima. They had some historic crutch words. They didn't repeat that at all. Now, this is one thing which I'd like to highlight. Toastmaster Purnima, you repeated self-love a little too much in your speech. I would actually count that as a crutch word. You get my drift there. It's a little too much repeated. Apart from that, it was all good. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. And now may I invite Figuramadian for the report, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I had a field day as the comedian because my list of the good usage of grammar is much longer than the not so good usage of grammar. So I will start with the good usage. Some of the good words or phrases that we used today were elated, on cloud nine, produce a cricket team, woke up with a heavy heart, churning the day out, zen space, kickstart, interspersed, reiterate, transfixed, mesmerized, battery of evaluators, and so on. The places where we could have improved in terms of English language were, there was a sentence which said 40%. In that context, it should have been 40% of marks, not just 40%. It's children, not children's. Somebody said children's. It could have been just the slip of the tongue, but it's children. It should be looking back at this, not looking back to this. Also, somebody mentioned maid when we were speaking about house help. I think we could be a little euphemistic here and refer to them as house helps and not maids. Also, the final one is someone spoke about formals, casuals, etc. It should just be formals, casuals. Shouldn't be using the vowel in there. As far as the word of the day and the phrase of the day goes, the word of the day was used by DTM Avinash, Toastmaster Riddhi, and guest Cynthia. The phrase of the day was again used by distinguished Toastmaster Avinash and Toastmaster Riddhi. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Sandhya. And now for my general evaluation of the meeting today. Yes, we started on time. And by and large, I think everybody kept to the agenda timings that were allocated to each of the main three sections. The Sergeant at Arms Purnima started off with enthusiasm and with a quote, stated the mission and mentioned the instructions for the meeting. I would love if, Purnima, you said not to speak on sex, politics, or religion, the better word would be, we are not asked not to speak, we are asked to refrain from speaking. So the word could be refrain. I don't understand why we have an acting PO. There's a meeting cannot have an acting or doesn't have an acting PO. It's always a presiding officer. Now, if you're going by the book and you feel that the presiding officer should only be the president of the club, then that's not the correct way of thinking about it, because the hierarchy of the executive committee, if the first person not available, the next person becomes the presiding officer. It's not necessarily only the president who comes in as a presiding officer. So if it was the vice president membership, then the person is the presiding officer, but the word acting need not be. The guests were asked to introduce. That was a good thing to do. And yes, the presiding officer also acknowledged the distinguished Toastmasters in the room. I loved the way you spoke about quotes and Oscar Wilde and Mark Twain, and then handed over to the Toastmaster Day. I would love if nobody spoke about the theme of the day, because it's the prerogative of only the Toastmaster of the day. So I would like if only the Toastmaster began and introduced the theme of the day and nobody else touches it before that. The Toastmaster of the day, well, gave us a wonderful lesson in English history of the words that were taken out and the various meanings how they've changed from the ancient times. Great. Why, I don't understand why you had so many things to say, Toastmaster of the Day. Why couldn't you have interspersed it? I don't know, there are some clubs I go to, they just give you as a whole block right at the beginning, and then, it's nice to introduce the person also. With that, give a little talk about your theme, then introduce the person, then again the talk, and then when you give it in small nuggets, it becomes, I feel. But there are some clubs they just do a presentation right at the beginning, and then they don't touch the topic at all. I would love if this is being done. Grammarian. Well, I found that with the sentence that, an example that was given for gibberish went round in circles for everybody saying that the male or the husband seems to be talking a lot of gibberish. That's what I heard today. Well, that's a humor in it, but never mind. The word and the phrase were wonderful. Timer, sigh, great job, multiple roles. Let's refrain from saying TMOD, and rather let's say no short forms, but say the Toastmaster of the Day. Our Countess Cyril, great job, considering that you are also the Toastmaster of the Day. Avinash, as usual, wonderful topic, speakable, and I found there were a lot of nothings in it. Speakers were good and have got their evaluation. A couple of things that I noticed was two things that I noticed. One, you are not her or his evaluator. You are his or her speech evaluator. So please, we don't evaluate the person, we evaluate the speech. Secondly, there's always this muddle about pathways. You have 11 paths and not 11 pathways. You have 11 paths, and the whole program of Toastmasters education program is called Pathways. So we need to make those distinguishing. That's about it. I found the meeting went well, and we're just about a little over time. So let me cut short, and over to you, Cyril, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so very much, distinguished Toastmaster. Sorry. Apologies, there's something on the screen. Thank you so very much, distinguished Toastmaster Arvind. I love it when your general evaluation segment becomes smaller and smaller, because I remember that there was one instance when the GE segment was as big as a prepared speech, right? Thank you. And please do come again, tell us how well or how bad we're doing. We always love your inputs and they're so precise. That's what we really, really love about you. Coming back to etymology, in the beginning, we had symbols. Symbols led to letters. Letters led to words. Words led to sentences. Sentences led to grammar. All of them put together, we have this wonderful repository that we call language. Now, one thing that contributes to language, a good language, is a vocabulary. We have Toastmasters meetings happening literally every hour of the day, and there is a word of the day given. And today's word of the day obviously was gibberish. And I would urge each and every one of you to use the word of the day for the rest of the week. Try to create situations where you can use the word of the day so that you imbibe it. If you do that, at the end of the year, you're 52 words richer. Or if you're attending a Toastmaster week, Toastmaster meeting more than once a week, then you're at least, you're infinitely more better than just 52. On that note, let me hand over to the presiding officer of the day, stepping in for Fioma, Toastmaster Sai.
Thank you very much, Cyril. It was indeed an amazing meeting that we all had a great time participating in. While I am also the presiding officer, I have a second job, which is to launch the poll. So let me go ahead and do that. Please feel free to vote, everybody. Rahul, I know you joined the meeting a little late, but just pick something because we can't have people not voting. And I'm going to see if, yeah, Purnima is not part of the host team. So we can have about 10 votes coming in. Please do vote. And while that is happening, let me see if I can speak to a few guests. So Arvind and Avinash, you guys are experienced Toastmasters. So I'm going to start with you. Unless you want to vote first. Give me a thumbs up if you can talk to us. Arvind or Avinash, either one. Or do you want to vote first? All right, you guys go do the voting. And while the audience is doing their voting, I'm going to speak about a few things that has been happening in the Toastmasters world. We have a district conference coming up, District 98's conference coming up towards the end of May. That conference, I believe, will be held in Ahmedabad, though it is hybrid. Feel free to find out more details about the conference and make sure you participate. District conferences are a great place to meet new people, see talent that you'd not otherwise be exposed to. It is a learning experience for all of us when you participate in these events. And the X factor for these events is that you can maybe get to see people you not expect dancing. You might get to see them shaking a leg on the dance floor. If Arvind is going, I'm paying money to travel to Ahmedabad to see him dance, if that happens, because he's so proper all the time that I want to see him let loose. That'll be exciting. What else is happening in the Toastmasters world? There are clubs opening up all over the world. If you are still on the fence about which club to join, I encourage you to attend meetings at other clubs and make sure that you get a flavor for how other clubs conduct their meetings so that you pick the club which is absolutely bang on, spot on for you. Because not just because a club's timing matches yours doesn't mean that the club is right for you. There might be other clubs which are better suited for your learning journey. It might have the right mix of people that are attractive to you. So feel free to go ahead and attend those meetings. Arvind and Avinash, give me a thumbs up if you're done voting and you can talk. Okay, Avinash is already ready. So I'm going to spotlight him, add him to the spotlight. And I'm going to ask how he thought, what he thought about the meeting. Were the table topics according to what he expected?
It was a very good meeting. It was within time, a little bit here and there, but it went smoothly. And if we have distinguished Toastmaster Arvind to guide us with respect to what went well and what could be improved, what else can I add? So it was everything. I loved the way the meeting went on. And when Sai and Cyril are there, so you are like the Jay Vijay of this particular club. So thank you for entertaining us. Thank you for having this particular meeting in such a way that everyone is, I know I'm not finishing my sentences. I am working on that particular aspect. I leave sentences just dangling and then go to another sentence. But I was thinking about this particular aspect where we need to have more people involved with respect to having this club go further. So this is what I would expect more and more people to just come and be open. Dr. Ralph C. Smedley said, we learn best in when we are having fun. So with fun, if we have the learning aspect also, it will definitely help. And this is a glimpse of what Toastmasters gives you. So I would urge all the guests who are still on the sidelines, join the club and start your journey and be there. Just attending meetings and having the opportunity to speak, it will help you. So that's what I tell to everyone I meet, that when you attend a meeting, ensure that you speak. And if you can do that, then gradually you will see yourself improve over a period of time. So thank you for inviting me. It was a great meeting and I love to be a part of it more and more. Thank you, and over to you.
Thanks. I'm going to quickly call two people who did not get a chance to speak, because I think Toastmaster Avinash reminded me that being a Toastmaster at a Toastmasters meeting and not speaking is sort of like going to an ice cream parlor and deciding to have cold water. So I'm going to call Soumya on stage if she's available. Soumya, are you ready to talk to us? Just a minute to tell us about your week. How's your week gone so far? Rahul, you're also on.
Hi.
Deck. All right. So okay.
Hello, everyone.
Are you able to turn on your video?
1 second.
Because that way I can spotlight you so we can all see and hear you.
Am I visible?
All right, let me spotlight you first. Just tell us about your week, how your week has been.
Yeah, so firstly, hello everyone, and a wonderful session today. It was great hearing each and every person here speak. I actually love the topics that were given in the table topics session. Especially the 1 and 7, the nothings. I love those topics the most. And the one that Cynthia spoke about Saturdays and Sundays, because yes, I relate to that too. So I think pretty much that was my week. Looking forward to the Saturday and Sunday coming up, because it's been a very, very hectic week. And I got late at work today, because of which I couldn't really be completely focused on the session. I listened to all of it, of course, but I couldn't, get involved in it. So yeah, very hectic week, and looking forward to Friday evening rather, and a great weekend.
So I have some advice for you.
Yes.
Since Cynthia has some drinks that she prefers, maybe you can ask her. Cynthia, can you get on screen with us and recommend any cocktails or mocktails to go with the weekend?
With any drink, try Jimmy's cocktail. It's fun.
I'm more of a mocktail person, not drinking.
Okay, I'll share it with you offline.
Sure.
All right, sounds good. So your weekend can be elevated to the next level.
Definitely. Looking forward to that.
All right, I'm going to drop you guys for spotlight and see if Rahul is available to talk to us. Rahul, are you there?
Yes.
Can you turn on your video?
I am available. Unfortunately, I'm driving, so I won't be able to switch on the video since I'm driving. So I hope that's okay.
No worries. Yeah, of course. No worries. So tell us how your week has been.
It has been hectic. Been traveling across the place. Today, I made it a point to actually finish my meetings by 6:30. I had almost joined the call when I got another call from my MD, and that meeting went on till 7:30. That's the reason I'm so sorry I couldn't be part of the initial speeches. I would have loved to be part of it, but I'm sorry I just couldn't. So it's been a very crazy week, and I really look forward to tomorrow. I'll be calling my buddies home, probably have a few drinks with them. So just to to ease off the pressures of this week. So yeah, that is what I'm looking forward to.
Right. I think we should ask Cynthia to just tell us the recipe right now. Like, let's not do it in private. Cynthia, what do you recommend? What should we have?
Over to WhatsApp.
Oh, she's not willing to share her recipes or her suggestions in public. All right. Okay. So Rahul, hope you have a fantastic evening tomorrow with your friends. Hope your weekend turns out very relaxed and do nothing, because that's the pinnacle of life, the ability to do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that is something which I have come to realize of late, where the weekends have to be so I would say peaceful, that you don't do anything. You just sit back and just have a good time at home. So I look forward to it.
Right. All right. So let's see if DTM Arvind can join us for a quick chat. Arvind, what do you think? I know you were the GE, so you probably said your piece already, but let's ask you a question that you would not be expecting. Which table topic would you like to answer? I think we have maybe one table topic left from Avinash's list. So let's give it to Arvind and put him on the spot.
Go ahead.
And let me get off the screen. Avinash?
Okay, the topics which are remaining are not that funny, but okay. So, distinguished Toastmaster Arvind, live for today and let tomorrow come later. Live for today and let tomorrow come later. Distinguished Toastmaster Arvind, over to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. It's said, do we live to eat or do we eat to live? That's the question. And if you say live for today, well, we have to live for today because every moment counts. And when they say it's the moments that count, that make somebody happy. So ensure that you live today. Tomorrow may or may not come, as the James Bond movie says. So the best thing to do is to live for today, value every moment, everybody that you meet, treat the person well, speak well of the person as well, help if you can. If not, then see if you can provide somebody who could help the person with the needs that he has. So I would say, yes, live the day today as if it is your the last day of your life, because who knows whether tomorrow will dawn for us or not. Thank you. Over to you. Cyril, you're doing a good job. Only thing is, why don't you put it on to the Toastmasters of Mumbai group calling for role players? Because I find that there are people who ask for role players there, and you, instead of you tapping and going around, just put it out there at least 3 to 4 days in advance, and then you will definitely find somebody who would be there. It also gives you a chance for others to attend your club. Maybe, we don't look at, if we don't see the post, then we don't know there's a meeting. So that's another way of advertising your club also on the Toastmasters of Mumbai. I'm sure you are part of it. You are a member of that WhatsApp group.
I'm unfortunately not. There was.
You're not. So who is there? Somebody there who do it?
Cyril, can we get a timeout on this?
Yeah.
We need to announce the polls, and I think people are
8 more minutes. We have eight more minutes. We are within time.
No, we can definitely have the conversation so that this is important too. So let me quickly announce the results of the polls. The best auxiliary role player for the evening was the person who thinks her husband speaks gibberish. I don't know. Toastmaster Sandhya, you were the best auxiliary role player for the evening.
Thank you very much.
Right.
I'm sure everybody agrees to what I said.
Nobody agrees to you. Yes, Cyril, that's the most diplomatic answer you can give.
Yes.
All right. So then comes the best primary role player. We'll keep the speakers for last. The best primary role player for the evening is the man who will amount to nothing in life. Toastmaster Avinash was the best primary role player for his amazingly entertaining and thought-provoking table topics. Thank you, Avinash, for a job well done. Now let's get into our evaluations. Since that's the, let's do evaluations, then table topics, and then the best speaker. The best evaluator for the evening by popular acclaim is yours truly. Thank you very much. Appreciate all the support that this club gives. The best table topic speaker was the person who had the toughest topic, the man who started us all off. Guest Anand, can you turn on your video? Because we'd love to see you, because you have been voted as the best table topic speaker.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah.
There you are. Thank you for your job well done.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. I want to give my feedback also. The program was a fantastic. The TMOD, has engaged the session very well. So the see that in dictionary, which are all the words are not available, what are the words are added. That was extremely fantastic. And the table topic master is furiously enthusiastic while conducting the table topic. He was motivating each and every person after giving the speech. That was really amazing. That has energized me also. And the evaluation, I got a lot of insights. Even I want to appreciate the timer. One word, a unique word I got from the timer. He has mentioned that on the nose, Toastmaster Purnima ma'am has completed right in 7 minutes and 30. Right. So he has mentioned that on the nose. So that is one of the phrase I learned from the timer. So please put a lot of new words in the chat box so that together we can learn more. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Anand. It was a pleasure listening to you during your table topics, and your feedback obviously is very encouraging and valuable to us to grow as a club. Finally, I have the results for the best speaker for the evening. The woman who caused surprises, who defied history and astrology to be who she is and not what the stars foretold for her. That is Speaker Riddhi, was voted as the best speaker for the evening, but I don't think Speaker Riddhi's video is on, so I can't spotlight her. Speaker Riddhi, are you there? Maybe not. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Let me spotlight you first, because just the voice is not enough. Yes, the Speaker Riddhi was the woman who defied everything.
Thank you.
Thank you. Voted as the best speaker for the evening. With that, our meeting is coming to a close. Let me stop recording.